Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all on board to 30 useless aviation facts. You have a 96% chance of surviving a plane crash. The odds go up even more if you're nice to your crew. You can lose about 2 cups of water from your body for every hour you spend flying. It's well known that flying causes dehydration in passengers, so drink plenty of water before, during and after a long flight. The GE90 engines of the Boeing 777 are larger than the diameter of the Boeing 737. KLM is the world's oldest airline, established in 1919. Its first flight between Amsterdam and London took place on 17th of May 1920. In 1987, American Airlines saved $40,000 by removing 1 olive from each salad served in first class. The world's most expensive plane ticket was an amazing $123,000 on the A380 maiden flight between Singapore and Sydney in 2007. An aeroplane takes off or lands every 37 seconds at Chicago O'Hare's International Airport. That's almost 100 planes per hour. 70% of aircraft in service today are over 70% more fuel efficient per mile than the first jets in the 1960s. The wingspan of the A380 is longer than the aircraft itself. Most planes flying internationally have their home country's flag painted on their tails. Generally, the flag is facing the correct way on the left side and backwards on the right side. This is because that is how it would look if it were hoisted on a pole above the aeroplane during the flight. The rules regarding flight attendants vary among airlines and between countries, but in the UK and the US, there must be at least 1 flight attendant per 50 passengers. Mohawk Airlines hired the first African American flight attendant in the United States. Singapore Airlines spends about $700 million on food every year and $16 million on wine alone. First class passengers consume 20,000 bottles of alcohol every month, and Singapore Airlines is the second biggest buyer of Dom Perignon champagne in the world. The Boeing 747 burns approximately 1 gallon of fuel every second. Over the course of a 10-hour flight, it may burn up to 36,000 gallons of fuel. British Airways was once the world's largest purchaser of champagne, with passengers drinking a minimum of 90,000 cases every year. Today, Emirates buys the most bottles of champagne in the world. English is the international language of flight. All flight controllers and all commercial pilots who fly on international flights are required to speak English. The strobe lights on the wingtips of an Airbus make a double flash, whereas on a Boeing they make a single flash. The name of Idlewild Airport was changed to JFK International on 24th of December 1963, just a month after John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The Boeing 747 has travelled an estimated 35 billion miles. That is equivalent of 75,000 trips to the moon and back. When Concorde used to fly over the Middle East on early Bahrain routes, there were complaints that the sonic booms upset the camels and ruined their sexual lives. What I would like to know is, how did the locals discover this fact? Emirates is the world's largest operator of the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 777 aircraft, and is one of only 9 airlines in the world to operate an all wide-body fleet. A Boeing 747's wingspan is longer than the Wright brothers' first flight, which is 120 feet. The internet and the online check-in was first used by Alaska Airlines in 1999. As well as being the second oldest airline in the world, Qantas, which was formed in 1920, also has the best safety record with no fatal crashes in their history. On the 11th of June 1962, Air India became the world's first all-jet airline. The first female flight attendants in the 1930s were required to weigh no more than 115 pounds, be nurses, and also be unmarried. Wow. 75% of all in-flight arguments between adults is a result of economy passengers reclining their seats. The winglets of an Airbus A330-200 are the same height as the world's tallest man. Hijacking an aircraft was not officially outlawed until 1961. And finally, cabin crew are on board an aircraft to save your ass, not to kiss it. So there you go, my fellow captains. 30 useless aviation facts to satisfy your aviation thirst. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.